Welcome to launch day of UltraView Slider 2.0. Big launch day. A lot of you guys have probably been anticipating this day because we haven't came out with a new slider in a couple years, and we've been working with Matthews on a new version. So a lot of you have been guessing that this day was coming, and the day is today. It's gonna be a lot of talking, a lot of technical stuff, kind of run through of all the products, the new products, and some pricing and stuff like that. But it's been quite the journey with the UltraView scopes and sights over the last. We've had scopes for 5 or 6 years now. It's kind of what we started with. Our very first product ever. Well, besides some 3D printed funky fingers, but the main first product we ever had was a scope. And sights have kind of always been the pillar of UltraView as a company. So it's super fun and super awesome that we have a new refined product line of the Slider 2.0. It really is, I think, the best option, the best lineup for a premium, very good, high quality hunting sight in the market. So I'm super pumped. This has been a long process to get this all squared away. For those of you that don't know or new to the channel, I have been with UltraView for a very long time, since the inception. Colby Hanley, the owner of UltraView, is like my best friend. We grinded together in George Ryle's basement, starting this thing out when Colby was starting this thing out, back of his archery shop, the very first space, and now we're in a little bit bigger space down in Atlanta. So the dorm room days, all that jazz, I was luckily able to be right next to Colby during the fun times of growing something. So now my title is Director of Hunting Strategy or something like that. I forget. Craig made some fancy name for my title. So that's my technical title of our UltraView is product development, of course, is kind of, I'll talk with those guys in big picture, but specifically making sure that what we make is dialed in for hunting applications and stuff like that. So I've had my fingers in this for, the whole sight lineup since the very, very beginning. So we kind of have a cool little lineup here to show kind of the evolution. This was our UV3 scope, which isn't even our first one, but you can see like the letterings coming off. This was one of our first iterations before we started lasering. But this was a scope, cartridges pop out. We had our light cartridge, but you had to mount it on an aftermarket sight. So like a Excel or an HHA or a Spot Hog, you had to mount it on it. We weren't big enough as a company to even make a sight yet or think about it. We could only do the scopes, but the way that we, designed the cartridges to pop out, the light kit to pop out, to interswapped was really game changing at the time. And that really opened up our eyes of, okay, we got something going on here. We really need to start thinking about a sight. And that's when we came out with Slider. This was actually a prototype Slider. You can see that like this knob is a lot bigger. Our indicators are all kind of janky and not what they were finished to be. This was an earlier prototype. Quite a few things have changed to make it the Slider 1. This was Slider 1. I think this was the very first unit I ever had because I cut it off back when I was doing that and cutting it off. But absolutely game changing. The internals on this thing is so smooth. This was the very first one I ever had, and it is incredibly smooth with the dual dial system. Having the windage adjustment lock inside of the elevation change, keeping it all nice and neat and really good feeling micro clicks. Still having the cartridges, so we took the technology that we made in the scopes, made it even better in the scope system. Light in the front, cartridges in the front, the light in the back, twin tapes, all that jazz. You guys know all about the Slider 1, but huge success. You guys have really been loving that. Then this past year, we partnered with Matthews to come out with the Matthews Genuine Slider. So very small, very compact, and optimized for the Matthews bow. As short as it can be, as tight as it can be, as light as it can be, but we still have swappable cartridges and a new and improved light kit system that pops out USB Type-C rechargeable, and then obviously you can swap it out if you're in a state that you are not allowed to use it or don't want it. You can just swap it out so that you don't have a light or anything. Twin tapes, a lot of technology went over from Slider 1 into this, but this is optimized better brighter pins, all the above. And I got a bunch of yellow spray paint on this one. I don't know if you can see it. We did a video with G5 the other day of shooting spray paint cans and a bunch of stuff in slow motion. And one of the cans that we shot, it like busted up a big cloud, and we were of course downwind and we got soaked. So this one got a little custom paint job on it. But that's kind of the evolution. And now we have in here our UltraView Slider 2 lineups. So we'll dive into this. We got our experience box here from UltraView. Kind of a really cool box. We're kind of taking a new tone to branding and the business in general. We're kind of really shaking a few things around. We got a lot of cool marketing stuff popping up around this site, and a lot of good. We got a lot of interesting stuff coming. So we'll put that away. We'll put that on a shelf. But this is our UV Slider 2 Bridge Lock Edition. So we will have our own Bridge Lock Edition. Of course, we partnered with Matthews to build this one, and this is still the specific Matthews one. But if you wanted a non-branded UV Edition Bridge Lock, this is your bad boy right here. So let's open this up. Okay. I think these are new boxes too. We kind of redid a couple things. Comes in a carrying case. It's similar case to the Matthews Genuine. And open this bad boy up. So it's going to come with, of course, the scope. It's going to come with the rail. We have spare hardware that I'll open up that in a little bit. In this top portion, we should have sight tapes, instruction manual, warnings, all those fun things like that. But we have new sight tapes, a little different coloring, a little more fine-tuned. Bunch of different sight tapes, left-handed, right-handed sight tapes. And then in the spare hardware, we'll just get this out of the way too. We have Allen wrenches, extra level. We have an extra little cap, a couple little extra screws. Everything to work on your Slider 2.0 will be in this case. Okay, so let's put this quickly together. Quick break, it slides right in, clicks into place. So what is updated on this? So we have a slightly different elevation knob, a little bit different design, a little sleeker, a little smaller. Our dual dial system is the same here. As you can see right there, we have lasered metal sight tapes are now available. It'll come standard with your setup tape on that side. All ready for you to go to get your sight tapes. But then we will have offering on the website if you are in the range. If you know, after you select whatever sight tape you are, whatever range you're in, you can get those custom sight tapes done, lasered engraved. I know that was a big request. So we have laser engraved, super accurate, and it looks a lot cleaner and tighter, and it will be 100% waterproof. You know, these are waterproof, but if you get in a bad rain, you know, and hit it or smudge it, it could come off because it's essentially just a sticker. All of our sights now in 2.0 will not come with a light. Don't feel like you need it. You can get just the sight and keep it just like that. So it's going to come with just a cap on the front, and then if you decide to get a light, you can add that on a later date, or you can get it with, you know, with it and install it. It's super easy. That pops out, and you're ready to rip. That pops out just like that. It's a snap in place. It's literally like a Lego piece, clips in, and then if you get the light, you'll have another piece like this, and then it'll be cut out so that you jam the light right in there. So it's super easy to slip this in and out. It's literally like a Lego piece. It snaps in place. And then our cartridges, I'll just pop this out to show you guys. One Allen screw, set screw on the side. They're super snug fitting, which is great. They pop out. So that is our cartridge system. Smaller, sleeker, lighter, brighter pins. This one is a 3-pin vertical, but we have a 5-pin horizontal adjustable. All of them adjust. We have a 3-pin horizontal. They adjust, and then we have the 3-pin, just like this. I think we have a single pin too. So these snap right into place. You tighten back down your one set screw, and you're good to go. So it is super simple. It's the easiest easiest way to swap between anything. And then your middle pin will always be the same with your sight tape if you decide to swap it out. So it's not like you got to recalibrate, readjust a bunch of things. You just got to move your indicators around if you switch to like a 5-pin or whatever, but your sight tape stays the same. You can swap out your cartridges. So we got our lock, up and down, 1 full rotation on the dial. We'll go all the way up and down, left and right adjustment, 3rd axis, 2nd axis, 3 pins to adjust. And on the Ultra version, we have 2 adjustments. The bar is a little bit longer right here. So you got 2 adjustments if you want to run it a little bit further out. So that is our bridge lock version of Slider 2.0. Now we're offering to everyone else that shoots everything not Matthews or still a Matthews. Let's actually do this one first. So this is the Pikatini UV Slider 2.0. So if you're shooting a Hoyt, if you're shooting a PSE, if you're shooting Prime, anything with a Pikatini mount, this will work on. Pikatini. Comes with a carrying case once again. Open this bad boy up. You have all the same sight tapes right in here. You have the housing, and then you have that little guy, which is the mounting bracket for the Pikatini. So super simple. All you have to do is loosen that, and it opens up the clamp. You clamp it on the Pikatini, and you tighten it back down. So super robust. We've been testing this a bunch with a bunch of different guys, and they've been loving it. Super great, super strong. So we'll get this on here as well. And this one actually has our 3-pin horizontal. You can see that there, 3-pin horizontal. But this thing is so tight, it's so light, it's so small, which is so huge for hunting. I hated the big clunkiness, even of the Slider 1.0. Like even in my mind, that was still big and clunky and wide. But this is so small and precise. So Pikatini, same features as the bridge lock, left and right adjustment, up and down. We got the lock, we got the triple mark, metal sight tapes, sight tape on the right, sight tape on the left. Same everything, no light on this one also to help with price point. If you want the light, you can add it in extra. Pikatini. Next, this is a super exciting one. I think that this will be a lot of people's pick for having a sight because it fits on everything. This carrying case once again. This is our direct mount. So we have a direct mount slider. So as you can see, it just has screw holes on the side of it. So you can mount it on literally any bow ever. Doesn't matter how old, if it has bridge lock, if it has Pikatini, anything, it will work on it. Of course, literally any bow, because any bow ever made has these exact screw holes. So we have a direct mount now, which is fantastic, super slick. We actually have 2 adjustment, so you can go in a little bit or out a little bit. We have quiver screw holes right here, so you can mount a quiver on it if you want. But again, super small, super sleek, and super nice. We still have a little bit of a jog in it to help with it being aligned correctly like the other ones. So we have a little bit of cutout here, so it actually will swing in front of the riser and have the same effect of a Pikatini or of a bridge lock, how it's so tight and sleek right through the front. So that's super nice in the direct mount now. No light, and the price point on this is much, much better. So this will be anyone under the sun can get this and slap it on their bow, which is fantastic. We have the 3-pin vertical there as well. And adjustable. The pins are adjustable in the front right there, so you can slide them up and down. The middle one is always fixed. It is machined into the cartridge, and it's designed that way. When you're sighting in your bow, you aim with your middle pin. So here you would be aiming with the red. You'd be aiming with the red pin. Get your 20 mark, go out to 60, still aiming with the center pin, this red pin. Get your 60 mark, figure out whatever it lands on here. slap the sight tape on, and then you do your middle pin then up to 30. If you have a 3-pin, a lot of times you like to do 20, 30, 40. Middle pin at 30, and then all you do is bring your top pin up to 20, your bottom pin down to 40. Same thing with the 5-pin. You want to use your middle pin to sight in. When you're done, you want it typically to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So you put your middle pin, slide it back up to 40, lock it down, bring your top up to 20, next one to 30, your bottom one to 60, and then your next one to 50. So super easy. You want this middle pin to always be in the middle to have maximum sight picture, and it's super easy to sight in, and you never have to completely reset it to get back sighted in or get a new sight tape. There are screws included in this direct mount. Pricing on these bad boys, the direct mount is starting out at $499, so $499. The light is $100 for anything. If you want the light, you'll have to buy it separately. Pikatini is $549. Looking at my notes, $549 for the Pikatini, and then the bridge lock is $599. And they all do not come with the light. If you want the light added extra, it's $100. So new 2.0s, we're super excited to launch these because we feel like this is an absolutely killer sight, especially for the full lineup for literally anyone under the sun, any bow, anything. It's absolutely pretty awesome. We're excited about this. This is a big deal UltraView, and we're super pumped about it. So now available 2.0 on all UltraView dealers. It's available online. It's available on Be Real Custom. We will be selling them as well. So make sure to check them out at your local dealer or online on the website, any website of your choosing. So thank you all for watching. Catch you in the next one.